Yeah, this is an if pickup, right? If Julio is healthy, it helps us. This isn't one of those things that we are counting on him to be a day one starter and to be our X receiver and catch all these footballs. No, they have other weapons. This is if he is healthy, if he is able to be matched up on third and fourth corners, on safeties and different things. This is a guy who can produce if he's available on the field. This is another Tom Brady pickup, a Julio Jones who is late in his career, who is no longer in his prime, who struggles with injuries, is thinking, if I am healthy, if I can get out there. I've seen Antonio Brown produce without having to be the number one target. I can do some of the same things with a guy like Tom Brady. I believe that's his thinking. I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thinking is if we get a little bit from Julio, it helps.
Yes, Louis, Shefty mentioned that this is not a signing that necessarily is tied to the health of Chris Godwin, who's coming off of that torn ACL suffered late last regular season. So it still makes, I kind of wonder this. Do you feel as though a Julio Jones addition was needed for Tampa Bay? As in, without him, they are not yet at the threshold to be considered a top favorite in the NFC. And this is the kind of move that can push them over the top? Is that where this move sort of stems from?
No, I don't think so. And I'll kind of continue on with Ryan's point of view, Ryan's thought on Julio, which is, look, I think anything that they get from him at this point is just kind of like gravy. It's just kind of like a cherry on top.
Yeah.
I don't think this is one of those moves where they say, we need a guy, and he's going to be that guy that is going to give us a little bit of a bump because we feel as though we're deficient in that room in particular, that being the wide receiver room, because we don't know when Godwin's going to be available. I think this is one of those where it's like, look, it's Tom Brady. It's Tampa. It's sunshine. We don't need you to be the number one guy. We just need you to make sure that you have a good training regimen to keep you available as much as possible, because if you are, now for sure, Field, it makes them, provided everyone is healthy in that wide receiver room, it makes them a very, very explosive offense instead of just a very explosive offense.
Well, guess what? There were questions about Leonard Fournette when he joined Tom Brady in Tampa. There were questions about Antonio Brown before he decided to do a striptease act in Tampa before he joined Tom Brady. And there were questions about Julio Jones staying on the field. There's something about Tom Brady that helps elevate the performance of other players. And with Julio wanting to finish out his career on a winning note around the greatest quarterback of all time, something tells me that he'll be healthier than he's been, that he'll be out on the field, that he'll be available as a weapon. And the Buccaneers are paying an awful lot of money right now to their group of wide receivers. Mike Edwards, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, the other former Falcon, who comes over to Tampa, and now Julio Jones. There is an awful lot of wide receiver talent in Tampa surrounding Tom. And once again, Tom Brady is the magnet drawing players to Tampa. Something tells me if Tom Brady didn't come out of retirement, I don't know that Julio Jones would have wound up in Tampa wanting to play with their quarterback down there, Kyle Trask or somebody.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.